Shakur Stevenson suffers a rough hand injury requiring surgery. Hopefully he's okay, you know, recovers well, and we see him back in the ring. Speedy recovery and all that. And you know how boxing Twitter is. They're frying him right now. They're cooking him, saying that he's soft, he's fragile, he hurts himself more than he hurts his opponents. He doesn't have power, and now he definitely won't have power. And it's very unfortunate to hear. And like I said before, I hope, you know, shout out to Shakur. He's one of my favorite fighters, but unfortunately, you know, the hand injury that he suffered in sparring, and there's been footage of it. So there's proof that he's not faking an injury. I don't think any boxer is really out here faking injuries. So for people to be saying that it's not a real injury, I don't agree with that. Shakur Stevenson, I think, was very excited for his fight, his Matchroom debut against Joe Cordina. But it is what it is. You know, you got to go, you know, roll with the punches. No pun intended in this world of boxing, where you can't control these kinds of things. Injuries happen. You don't want them to happen. You can't predict them. It's just part of the sport. It's part of any professional sport. But for Shakur, I get, you know, why this is such a frustrating situation, because this was supposed to be, you know, a very big moment for him to gain that momentum and get on track for that Tank fight. The Joe Cordina fight would have went down. Maybe the Zepeda fight would have gone down after, and then ultimately we'd hopefully get that Tank fight. But this obviously just puts everything on hold. You know, Tank, I think he's either going to end up fighting maybe Zepeda, maybe fighting Vasily Lomachenko next year, 2025. These are all possibilities, but no official announcement from Gervonta Tank Davis. But it's very unfortunate to know that Shakur is going to be out for a little bit. Hopefully he's able to heal up and get back in the mix as soon as possible. But at the same time, you know, we don't want anything rushed, because that could, you know, aggravate his injury and ultimately make it worse, and we don't want to see that either. It's just, you know, people always compared him to Floyd Mayweather, and now it's like almost like coming true. The hand injuries are there, and you know, most likely if people think that he didn't have power before, if he wasn't effective with the power punches before, there's a good chance that he never will be at this point, because these hand injuries, they really do affect these boxers. You know how Floyd Mayweather was when he was Pretty Boy Floyd and he still had good hands. He was able to stop guys, and you know, when he became Money May, that's more so, you know, after the fact, when he would already have those broken hands and kind of had to settle, you know, for these decision wins that weren't as exciting as the Pretty Boy Floyd wins. But you know, he also leaned back and relied more so on his talking ability to sell the pay-per-views, and then you know ultimately get his hand raised at the end of the day. But you know, Shakur Stevenson still in the conversation, always a big name in the sport of boxing, especially when it comes to 135. I think him and Tank are the only guys that I think are in their primes and at the top of their game, and at the same time are pound for pound best fighters in the world. You know, obviously this is a setback for Shakur Stevenson that, you know, like I said before, he didn't anticipate. He can't control the fact that he hurts his hand, you know, has a tear in his hand and has to get surgery. You don't control that kind of stuff. And you can see in the video how Shakur Stevenson, you know, threw a shot to the body, and I think it landed on the guy's elbow, or, you know, around that area, and you could kind of hear the sound, and Shakur goes down to the canvas immediately, because, you know, that pain is no joke, and, you know, he couldn't deal with it. So obviously the surgery, like I said, hopefully it went well, and Shakur Stevenson is back in the ring in no time, because we want to see him in these mega fights. And a lot of people are also saying that, you know, he's done, this and that. But, you know, a lot of fighters come back from injuries. Like I said before, you know, you have to adapt. You can't really control these kinds of things. You can't predict them. So Shakur is just going to have to, you know, heal up and get back to the lab, and you know, be very strategic about who he fights next. It would be, now I don't want to see the Tank fight anytime soon. Like, it's going to be different now, because obviously it was just Cordina, and then this was supposed to be a momentum shift for, you know, Shakur to start with Matchroom. He gets an impressive win over Cordina, maybe he gets a Zepeda fight, and then Gervonta Davis after that. But this injury is going to put, you know, Shakur Stevenson's career, you know, and his plans on hold for the meantime, because, you know, a hand injury, if it was something else, if it was just, you know, a tweaked ankle, or, you know, something common, maybe a knee injury, it would be different. But you literally, you know, use your hands to fight, you know, and hit these guys to the body, hit them to the head. So Shakur is going to have to, take the time he needs to recover thoroughly and, come back when he's ready. And we got to stop acting like we all know everything about the sport of boxing, because people are saying it's the way he wraps his hands, it's the way he throws his punches. No, not really. It's just some people just get bad luck when it comes to, landing a shot on an opponent and the placement of it. Things happen. This is boxing. It's not like basketball where these guys aren't trying to hit each other. Boxing is a sport where these guys literally are trying to go at each other and hurt each other. So it's a completely different thing where, Shakur Stevenson, he's a tough dude. He'll be back. I'm just curious to see, how his hands heal up and how it affects future performances, because we haven't really seen him, we haven't seen him come back from an injury like this, where it's probably going to take some time for him to come back, and rightfully so. So he's going to have to take the time off, recover, enjoy time with his family, and then be very strategic about who he fights next, because obviously he's a big name right now. I wouldn't want to see him against Tank, because him coming off an injury is obviously there's built-in excuses. So I would wait a little bit before even thinking about the Tank fight. He still has to not only have a get-back fight, but also fight somebody who he's probably going to have to look good against so that he can make bigger fights happen, but still have a respectable opponent at the same time. So he has a lot to do, but step by step, day by day, Shakur Stevenson will be back in the mix, and I'm excited to see how he comes back from this, because I know it's not going to be easy for him. It's definitely a frustrating time for Shakur Stevenson, a guy that really likes to compete and be in the ring as often as he can, and he wants to smoke with everybody and anybody. So hopefully, shout out Shakur. Hopefully he's doing well and gets back in the ring real soon and recovers well. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about Shakur Stevenson and his return fight, who he should fight next. I don't really want to see the Tank fight, anytime soon now, just because, if they did fight, there would be that excuse of, he was injured, this and that. But who knows? Maybe Tank's team is smart and they send him an offer, for a comeback fight coming off this surgery. I wouldn't be surprised. That's how the sneaky world of boxing works. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next Nabs boxing video. Peace. That's going to do it for another Nabs Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.